Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about sports and what sports look like for the homeschooler. My name is Dawn and I have homeschooled for about 14 years. I have 5 kiddos and they all play sports now or have played sports. My oldest is actually on her 2nd year of college, and I have 2 kids that are playing high school this year sports, and then my other 2 younger kids are going to play for the AYSO Rec League this year. So there's lots to talk about when it comes to sports. If you're just looking for, to get your PE credit done for the year for sports, I just want to kind of address that to start off with. We've done a lot of things just to get that kind of checked off the list. Some things kind of out of the box that we've done is contacted the YMCA. We've done classes through there. My kids went to CrossFit and they did CrossFit once a week, and that satisfied that credit. And then the thing we did most of the time were rec sports, either soccer, basketball. Those were the 2 that we mainly did. And it's really pretty easy. I mean, whatever community you're in, you can just go online and you can check out, the local AYSO, that would be for soccer, or whatever the local basketball league is. And they'll usually have information about sign-ups, and, you don't have to try out or anything. It's very non-competitive league. Usually you practice a couple times a week, and then you have a game on Saturday. And it's usually pretty local, so you don't have to travel that much, which is really nice. And it's so fun watching the little kids play. Gosh, it's really fun. So we have enjoyed that a lot over the years. So if you're just getting a PE credit done, honestly, it's pretty easy just to sign up for the local rec league of whatever sport you're looking into. And then, if you don't want that much of a commitment, sometimes you can just go for a bike ride. Or you can get together with the local, some friends and play kickball. It really doesn't have to be that hard to just satisfy that credit. Just get outside and move a little bit. Or have your kids work out with you. I don't know if you do workout videos at home. Sometimes I do that as well. My littlest likes to work out with me sometimes. So moving on. Talking more about competitive sports and specifically for middle school and high school. So if you're in Pennsylvania, your kids are allowed to play for the public school. It's different if you're in Maryland. They don't allow you to play for the school there. So we're in Pennsylvania and we can take advantage of that. It's really been great for our kids. They've learned a lot. I feel like, and I always say this, I feel like they have the best of both worlds. I feel like they get to be at home for most of the day, and we get to control what they're learning, and we also get to put some time parameters on schooling, how many hours a day they're putting into schooling, etc. And when you're working on an individual basis, as you are with homeschooling, you can accomplish a lot more in a shorter amount of time. So it fosters independent learning, which just goes on into college. So I feel like they get the best of both worlds, where they're able to get the most amount of learning in a shorter amount of time, but then they're also able to participate in what the public school has to offer in terms of sports, because we can't replicate that at home. So we can't, there's no way to do that. So then they get to be a part of, the school and team spirit and, being part of something bigger than just our home. Which I think has been really beneficial. It's really neat. My oldest daughter graduated a couple of years ago, and we got to walk across the field for senior night. That was really cool, and it's something I'm sure she'll never forget. So I love it because I do feel like you get the best of both worlds. Another way I feel like you get the best of both worlds is in that a lot of the public schoolers, they have to go to school all day and then they go to practice. And sometimes there's games that are away that take them far away, a couple hours or whatever, and then they're not home until very late at night. Sometimes they're getting off the bus at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and then they have to turn around the public schoolers and get up and go to school first thing the next morning, where when you're homeschoolers, you get to sleep in. And I feel like that benefits them because they're working really hard during that period of the soccer season. We play soccer of the season, and they need their rest. I mean, I don't think that rest can be discounted. I think it's really important, especially as teenagers, that they get rest when they're athletes and they're putting so much out on the field. They need to be able to rest as well. So it's very challenging, but it is well worth it. It is well worth it. Let me get into the nuts and bolts of like how you go about, enrolling your kids or whatever in high school sports or middle school sports. If you're going to play for the school, they have procedures that you have to go through. It's not that big of a deal. Usually they have a physical that your child has to have for the entire year. They actually offer free physicals over the summer, so we usually just hop right on that train since it's free. And you have to sign up for a time. I would go to your school's website under the athletics tab, and they'll have that information for you, I'm sure, when the physicals are for the year. And then once they get that physical done, it's good for the entire school year. For whatever, if they're playing one sport or if they're playing 3 sports, it's good for all of that. And there is an athletic fee that you pay per sport. I think it's $50 for where we live, but it's probably different, so you need to reference, again, the athletics page on your school website. And what we have to do as homeschoolers is put in a weekly progress report once they are in season. Now, all the kids on the team have to have a certain grade point average in order to play. So this is the way that the school makes sure that homeschoolers are keeping that same required GPA. So me, being the homeschool supervisor, I'm the one who submits that form. And the form is on the website under the athletics tab. So on your school website, there should be an athletics tab, and there should be a section that says forms. You go ahead and print that out and fill it out every week. Ours is due by noon on Friday into the athletic director's office. And you get to know the athletic director. Just like anything with homeschooling, you have to really seek information out. So usually the athletic director knows who the homeschoolers are because we're the ones emailing them all the time and asking them questions. And that's fine, you got to do what you got to do. So that form is due Friday by noon to the athletic director. We have a system, the athletic director and I, it's super simple. I scan it and I email it to her. So some people drop it off at the office, but that works really well for me and for her. So basically you just have to do that while they're in season. Like when they're practicing over the summer or anything, you don't have to do it then, but it's when the games are going to get ready to start. So that's really the main thing that you have to do. I think my kids talked about communication, and sometimes that has been an issue in the past because we are homeschoolers. So what we find is once they become friends with some of the kids on the team, then the kids on the team communicate to them like what's happening, what announcements are being made in school. Sometimes they'll switch uniform. You're supposed to wear your green uniform, not whatever it is. It's hard to keep on top of all of the information. That is a little bit challenging. But I would say make friends with the coach, make friends with the athletic director, have your kids make friends with people on the team, and you should be good to go in terms of getting the information that you need. My oldest son is actually pursuing scholarships for soccer specifically because that's the sport that he's excelling in. And some of just like any other public school kid, the way you go about approaching those scholarships, those sports scholarship, again, is being proactive. Researching what schools you want to go to, going on the website for that college, and emailing the coach for that college, sending them footage. My husband does a great job. He actually videotapes the games for our high school. And so we have a lot of game footage, and he's put together a lot of footage of our son playing, and then then my son actually is taking the active role in emailing the coaches directly with footage from the games and saying he's interested in, attending that college. And then you get hooked up with different camps that are happening, and you can attend soccer camps, and then different coaches will be attending that camp and scouting and so forth. So there is a way to do anything you want to do in homeschooling. It's really just being proactive and seeking it out, figuring out what your kids want to do, and if you don't know how to do it, you figure it out. So because we can't possibly know everything, so we just do the best we can, and really not be afraid to ask questions. So so I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say. We love sports. We love incorporating that into our day, and like I said, we do other things as well. My kids play piano and do art and other things, but we just incorporate all that into their actual school day as part of their school hours. So we don't just have English and math and history, but piano is a part of that for the day, so that we make sure that we get it checked off the list and are done, so they can go out the door to their sports at 3 o'clock, be on the soccer field at night, and know that we have all of our schoolwork done for the day. In the best of all possible worlds. It doesn't always work out like that, but you always have to have plan A. So yeah, I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed this, and feel free to like and subscribe. I think there are links down below that you can hook up with more information from Eagle Mom Squad.